It's a new day, but it's actually not, because we've spent an entire day going to the zoo and we thought we're not going to vlog that today. The only thing we're going to vlog today is the hockey game. So this is going to be our first NHL game in America. We cannot wait. Chicago Blackhawks versus LA Kings. Hell yeah. So we are currently walking into the United Center. So let's see what happens.
We were gonna take an Uber share, and then we found out that Uber share only lets you if you're a single person, and then we had to cancel the ride, get a taxi. It's been hell. Don't Uber share, just get a regular one.
Was, I'm not joking, $40 cheaper than Uber quoted. So there you go. Random taxi outside the hotel is the way to go. Right, let's see what's inside the United Center.
Put your hands together for Chicago's own.
They are getting the fun rocking and rolling here today. We'll actually watch them perform later on in game.
We are back from the Blackhawks game. Well, clearly we weren't able to record there, but we tried to get some footage on the phone. And the reason why is, Zach Kendall?
We turned up. I went through and I took the camera out, because you have to basically take everything out of your pocket and put it into this grey box. And they lifted up the Osmo DJI camera and said, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my camera." And he's like, "You're not allowed that." And I'm like, "You're not allowed cameras?" I was like, "No, it's policy of the United Center." So I was like, "What do you mean?
It's not a drone, it's a camera.
My phone's a camera and we're not allowed... No, you're not allowed any recording devices." "Oh, well, this just takes photos, so no, you're not allowed to take photos." What does that mean? Because everybody's walking around, and clearly we were, because you've seen the footage of us recording.
And the best way I can describe it is, we thought the security guard was joking when he said, "Oh, go to the east side and you're gonna find, after the parking lot, a white van, and you drop it off there." And we're like, "You want me to drop off my stuff at like a nondescript white van outside of the center with no security?"
And it was just a white van. So we had to leave like £1,000 worth of equipment sat with some dude in a van.
Which he was high as a kite.
And it was just bizarre. So we were obviously... And what's most frustrating is we queued and we waited and we got there early because we wanted these bucket hats, which you got free, which are reversible and have 2 prints on it. But we wanted them because there's only 10,000 of them, limited edition for St. Patrick's Day. And with that...
And the information online is really conflicting, because it says you can bring recording devices for sporting events, but not for concerts. And then another thing said it's fine to bring cameras. And then another thing said it's not fine to bring cameras. So there was so much conflicting information that even if you did the online research beforehand, you wouldn't have known. But
no idea. So very interesting overall. There's a lot of differences between UK and English. I want to point out the first one, because clearly Blackhawks lost 5-0. People were expecting...
It was painful.
People were expecting, right? But the thing that I found so interesting was the fans of Blackhawks were booing their own team.
Editing Zach and Rach here. Please enjoy us ranting and being absolute sore losers for the next 10 minutes. We actually went to a second hockey game and it was completely different and we reviewed it. So yeah, just enjoy us ranting for a little bit and then watch us eat our words. Which for us, it's absolutely unheard of. I think the only time we booed another team was when coach of the opposing team was like bad-mouthing the refs and it was like really aggressive. We booed then, and then we booed, I think it was the other team was being like extremely aggressive and starting fights and picking fights constantly.
But like, and we were booing like, because they were playing bad, that doesn't happen.
We don't, even when our team is losing. Our team lost, it was a power play 5v3. We were the 5, and we couldn't score even once, and we didn't even boo then.
We didn't boo. We was obviously like, "Oh, come on," but we didn't boo.
No.
And I did get clarity from the people sat next to us. Said, "Can I just ask, are they booing because they have just played terribly?" And he's like, "That's exactly what's happening here." And I was like, okay.
It's just wild. We don't boo the team. And then with that in mind, it's also like, aside from that particular instance, it's a really quiet crowd. You can hear the players like calling shots on ice. In England, you cannot hear a thing. We are screaming, we are yelling, we have chants, we are clapping. there's constant noise and screams
Yeah,
and
their
cheers.
chants. Now, this may have been just who we were sat near, but their chants was like the dude
There was
sat next
only
to us
one?
just going, "Let's go Hawks."
And then
Let's
go Hawks. Let's go Hawks. That is all the chant was. And they played it like once, twice. Absolutely wild to me because we are such a loud
We
crowd in
sing
such a
and shout.
small stadium as well.
Yeah, and that were a nearly sold out stadium. They've got like a 22,000 capacity, close enough.
Yeah.
And it was
19.5?
just under 20k
Yeah.
people that went. So the NHL has an incredible atmosphere. There is so much. There's a DJ that's putting pure bass on. They've got all sorts of stuff happening. It
Like in
feels
intermissions
epic.
though, not during the
Intermissions,
game.
no, intermissions as well, where they're doing. No, I'm on about the lead up to the game where they're like,
Oh,
all
yeah.
the players have got cinematics of them running in
Ooh,
and doom,
that's so
and then posing,
cool.
and then there's a bass every time it happens. And
We had a DJ because it was like St. Patrick's Day, so people were screaming and dancing and doom.
yeah, and then there's all sorts. They do loads of games where they want you to win because it's sponsors who are giving stuff away. So even when you lose, they tell you the right answer so that you can win. And
Like
and
you win
somebody
merch and
answered.
stuff.
Someone answered the wrong answer, and he went.
No, you said the other one.
She said, "Hey," and everyone was like, "No, she didn't." And then she won anyway, so
It
it's
was
just
really
funny.
nice.
It's just funny, but we're recording this, by the way, the day after because there was an Uber pickup zone. 10-minute drive to our hotel. Quoted $30. Tried to book it. It asked for verification, which is never done before. Verified. Went up to $60 for a 10-minute drive. So I was like, hell no, we are not paying that. We will walk the streets of Chicago. So we just found a big cluster of people who would come from the game to make sure we were safe because we don't know the area, we don't know what it's about. And then we just followed them. They ended up at a train station and everybody went into the train station. So we were like, right, well, we'll go in there then. We'll get a train because it's something we didn't feel comfortable getting on prior. But honestly, it costs like $3 each and a 20-minute train drive.
Yeah.
And then it just put us out on the main street, so we got back pretty safe and good.
Yeah, as long as you find a big crowd. Another thing is like the anthem. The anthem is wild. Okay, I don't understand it because during the game everybody's quiet and just like looking at the game. Even the whoever's cheering for the opposing team is like quiet and just listening. But the anthem plays and everybody's screaming in Portugal and in England. When the anthem plays, you are either singing along or you're quiet, like a sign of respect. In America, people are cheering, they're pointing at the flag. There's a spotlight on the flag.
Spotlight on the flag, and everybody had to face the flag as well.
Yeah,
so if you saw,
I didn't know. I thought I didn't understand it.
Some
I was
people
just
didn't, because some people were just
confused.
talking and waffling with each other, but the majority of the crowd was stood facing the flag.
going whoop whoop.
It
whoop.
kind of felt like a cult. Not gonna lie.
It was very bizarre, like the spotlight
They
on the
just
flag.
have so much, there's so much pride in the flag and the country that it's just. So that were interesting.
And then also, like, people, the amount of times. Oh, okay, so we've only watched NHL at home.
Yeah.
And we noticed that there's a lot of intermissions, like a lot of like intervals and breaks in the game.
Your home of the 30 for 30 library.
And we didn't understand why there were so many commercial breaks. It's because the people are constantly coming to scrape the ice. Why are people... Zach's just taking a photo of the, what do you call it? The view from our hotel room.
You'll see this on the next vlog. I'm not going to ruin it, but behind us is an incredible sight of the entire river being dyed green. So you're going to see this in the next vlog. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because this is crazy.
Anyway, people scrape the ice a ton of times and they come and they do like this coordinated dance and it's like, it's absolutely mental to me how much they scrape the ice.
We only have the Zamboni and one.
One, and they have two
They
Zambonis?
have two, but like Rachel says, at least 4 times during each thing, everybody comes out and it's like a bloody dance. Everyone's like in the shape of an arrow and they all just scrape together and regroup at the top and then scrape back and come out. And that's when they do all the random intermission things. So there's like a lot of breaks, whereas in the English one, there ain't none of those breaks at all. So they're proper knackered because it's constant.
Yeah, I feel like the speed of, and it's wild to say this because NHL is like, I just thought the speed of the game in England is just constantly go, 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 go. You feel the energy, you feel the vibe.
On
Here,
edge, don't you? Whereas here it's like
so many breaks, so many things. And you just kind of like lose, you keep trickling down the energy.
And I can't tell if this arena is bigger than the ones in England or not. Like, I genuinely can't
it's
tell.
definitely bigger in terms of like
Bigger
the
in terms
amount of
audience,
tin.
but the actual ice, I'm
Ring.
not sure if the ring's bigger or not. I've
Yeah.
tried to Google it, and it's not giving me a definitive answer because it's talking about European ice rinks being bigger than American ice rinks, but I don't know if it's on about like proper NHL ones or what. Oh.
Another thing is the giant jumbotron, is that what you call it?
The screen in the middle, which I thought was literally just a square. I thought it was just like
Four little
four
squares.
screens, but it's not. It's this huge rounded circle which has like huge screens, then a gap, then another huge screen, and it all goes like on the bottom and the top, and it goes around like.
It's
You
mental.
just can't tell on TV.
And they say they constantly are updating like the players who are on the ice and all of their stats, like their skate speed. And I'm like, how do they even know that?
Yeah, they measured the skate speed, how many shots they've had on target. Like it's got an animation every time someone
time
takes
on
a
the
shot.
ice,
The amount of time they've spent skating.
fully, and then how much time they've spent like just right now, just like from the moment they stepped on the
Yeah.
ice, like 15 seconds. Absolutely wild. And also ads on the big jumbotron.
Everywhere.
On the big jumbotron.
They're like, scan this barcode and sign up for this credit card and you'll get a free drink tonight. Or it's like, sign up for that because you scan that, you'll get a free drink. I'm like, no, that's signing you up for a credit card to get a free drink.
Just so you understand why I was saying that, do you know how much it costs for a bottle of water? A bottle of water, I paid $5.26 with tax for a bottle of water.
And
a
it's
bottle.
one of them fancy shops where you have to scan your card to walk in, pick up whatever you want, and then leave. I don't know how it works because there's no tags on the like food and drink. There's nothing to actually say what you've got, so I don't know how it works.
It was absolutely wild. Sorry, I was just looking outside because it's really busy. Zach nearly cried over like how massive the build-up was, which I thought was really
it was so
cute.
fun. I was like, I could cry at the atmosphere. Do you know, it's one of those moments where it just hits and you're like, how do you explain it? Like the whole size of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
The loudness of the music, the bass hitting, the cinematics of the players like coming in with cool entrances, and then them skating out and
It's just big. It's just big.
what is interesting is at the end of the game, there's nothing at all. They just leave the ice. They don't wave to the fans. They don't shake the other team's hand. They don't go and like shake the goalkeeper's hand. In every single English hockey game, no matter the score, the entire team comes off the bench, shakes the goalkeeper's hand, then forms a queue, a line in the middle, where they shake the hand of everyone. And that is even after the huge fights where they're just braying each other.
Yeah, there's always a respect lap. There's always like, even if the other team loses or one team loses, they always go around the rink, the whole team together, and everybody claps.
Both teams.
You clap even for like the opposing team.
So
it's a show of respect. Like they showed up and they played their best game, so we're clapping.
But even when they absolutely destroy you and it's embarrassing, you still stand up and you clap for them as they make a round.
Yeah.
And
we have MVP awards.
Oh yeah, we've got the
like when the game ends, even the opposing, like both teams, one of the players gets
ours is called Player of the Night because we like Leeds Knights. So it's Player of the Night, but Knight with a sword.
So the other team gets an award, we get an award, even if we like, regardless of who wins or who loses, each player from another team gets an award. They shake hands, they have a photo. There's like a lot of respect towards the end of the game for the other team, which I find absolutely wild. And I find really wild that they don't just like the people don't clap once their team is done. It's kind of like it's just like I don't understand it, because for us there's a lot of respect on the game. Like, Zach has a jersey from this brand called Violent Gentleman. And that is for us, at least from a UK perspective, very much what hockey is. It is a violent sport, like it's men with fucking blades on their feet. But there's a lot of respect, there's a lot of gentlemanship. What do you call it? Chivalry.
Just respect.
There's a lot of respect.
But they want any of it. And we didn't even witness a single goal. We didn't witness a single fight, which is just
no
bizarre.
fights. I have never watched a hockey game where there was like not a single no fight.
I'm not saying that we're an advocate for it, but you know, it's part
of the game.
It's part of the game.
It's fun.
But I don't know. It's just it may be the team, it may be the place. I don't know.
It may
We'll
just
see.
be the game.
We are going back on Sunday, so
Yeah.
we could even make this like one whole kind of vlog on both, or just go and watch that. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see how we feel because we can't take the good
We
camera.
can't
So
take
all
this-
we have is
Saying that,
phone
this
camera
still
footage.
does record in 4K,
Yeah.
so it should be okay. It's just we can't actually sit there and do what we planned on doing, which is like, hey everybody, I'm in Chicago. I wasn't gonna do that either, but you know what I'm saying. So it's just different.
If you come to Chicago and you can't manage to go to a hockey game because it is really expensive and you still want merch, the official merch shop, at least for the Blackhawks, is the exact same price as the merch at the United Center. And the merch at the United Center is all sold in the Blackhawks shop, in the Chicago sports shops, etc. So don't worry if you can't make it to a game, to the United Center, anything like that, because the price is the same. And you know for sure that you're still getting the official jerseys and things like that. So don't worry if you can't make it to a game. I know it's a lot of money and like it is like...
So 4 tickets here, which is 2 games for 2 of us, costs more than
season tickets.
And
we're in the low league, so obviously that's going to change if you're like...
in the middle league.
If you're like into the England top shops.
The top one.
Yeah. That was really fun. I can't wait to just like try and find a hockey game in every single city we visit and be able to take you with us and just show you how hockey is in different countries. I've heard that like hockey in Germany is great. So if you've ever been to a hockey game in a different country, let us know what you thought of it and like what differences you found versus like hockey in your home city.
And let us know what team you support, because yes, we have to support Blackhawks because Chicago's the first city that we've visited when we've been into hockey. So it started for us with Blackhawks.
Yeah. That being said, everybody loves Maple Leafs. Come on, you can't not love Maple Leafs.
We do like Maple Leafs.
And Penguins, because they have Crosby.
Yeah, we like Crosby.
All right. What's your favorite player from the Blackhawks?
It has to be Bedard because, as I mentioned before, Bedard joined Blackhawks when we really started watching NHL. So, like, the season started and we got into that season, and because we were like heading to Chicago, we watched a bunch of Blackhawks game, and obviously Bedard's stats are sick. I know it's probably a very mainstream answer.
Yeah, it's a very
everybody loves it. But I don't care because
he
he's
loves
good.
Betsy. For me, it's gonna have to be, well, I love a goalie. I think goalies are so fun and so underappreciated. So Mrazek has my hat. But after last night, Vlasic, 72, absolutely mental defenseman. Loved
Really?
it. Yeah, I really liked it.
5 in.
No, that wasn't his fault. He wasn't even on the ice during that.
I mean...
Anyway, he's very happy with his Bizarre shirt. I still stand by the after last night. Vlasic, I think that's what you call it.
Let's go, Bedard!
He loves Betsy. Right, we'll see you in the next game. Bye! So an update is in order because we just got back from our second Blackhawks game. This time it was against the Sharks.
San Jose Sharks. Sorry, I was just thinking.
And a couple of things that we said in the last video aren't actually accurate. For example, now that we have experienced a winning game, because last time it was a shutout and I'm pretty sure it was 5-0, but we don't talk about that. Now that we've experienced a winning game, the last game was like 5-0, we don't talk about that. A couple of things do happen. For example, the crowd was a lot louder this time. They were like the same chant though. It's like we have all these different chants and dances and things like that in our games. They didn't. There was just a singular chant, but at least this time people were like a lot more involved and participating and singing out loud, which was really, really fun as like somebody who is used to that kind of like vibe at British games. Other things, for example, is at the end of the game, the different players do greet each other, not the opposing team though. So basically just like the team that wins, like they all shake each other's hands, and then they name out like 3 great players that come out, and they do a quick loop around, and they just like do a little interview that's like 30 seconds, nothing massive. So those 2 things do happen in a winning game. Oh, and the main difference I think that I found now that we've experienced a winning game is every time the team scores, especially it's like if it was like 2-2 and then our team scores another one, everybody just stands up, they scream, they chant, and high fives each other. Like, you have complete strangers high fiving you. There's this really great, like, exciting vibe where everybody's just high fiving each other and celebrating together, which you celebrate in British games, obviously, but you're not like high fiving strangers. And there's not that level. So it was really, really fun to experience that and just high five a bunch of strangers. Not great for germaphobes. And I think that's it. The game is still amazing, and definitely come to watch an NHL game if you are in the US. Thanks for watching.